A little loud. Are you ready for some football? Let's talk more about John Madden and what he brought to the game of football and the iconography. So what I was in the middle of talking about last time. Okay, it's getting a little funky here. Literally showing Marcus Allen. And that wasn't even a Raiders clip. That was just an NFL songs clip. Anyway, Average Guy Opinions. I'm John Corelli, your average guy. Welcome to part 2 of the John Madden homage, I guess I'll call it. Homage. I don't think you're supposed to pronounce the H, but here we are. Here we are. Oh, how clever am I? Not very. Anyway, so what I was talking about was John Madden's winning record. 76% of the games he coached, he won. That's amazing. But he also bridged a gap, which I think is, and this is a big deal, and I don't know if this is really talked about very much when it comes to John Madden. When he started coaching in 1968, I believe it was, or 69. Most coaches wore suits and ties, look like Tom Landry from the Cowboys, another very iconic coach, and gain their respect that way, not only by being good coaches, but by also dressing the part. Well, John Madden kind of loosened those ties a little bit, because when he took over as coach of the Raiders in 1969, this country was obviously on fire racially. I mean, Martin Luther King had died the year before. Bobby Kennedy had died the year before. 1968 was a very volatile year in social justice and race relations in this country. And so I think being one of those hotbeds, the Oakland, San Francisco area, I think John Madden understood that, I need to relate to my players, not only as a coach and a player, but as human beings. And I think that's what another part of the game, that he bridged that gap from the old stodgy coach to the Belichick type coach that wore the hoodie. He didn't wear a hoodie. He did wear a shirt, usually a short sleeve shirt and tie, to show that he was the authority. But remember, his hair was always long and crazy, and he was heavy. And he was almost like Norm at Cheers, but he could coach his ass off, obviously. He built an amazing team. Like I said earlier, they only won the one Super Bowl, but that's because the Pittsburgh Steelers were busy dominating the conference at the time. Just an amazing, iconic, and I know I've used that word probably 5 times in these 2 episodes, but he really was. And then of course, there's the Madden video games, which has gone on how long has that been around? 30 or 40 years? It's been around a long time, and it's been probably, I'm going to guess, the most popular sports video game in the history of video games. I don't know, but it sure seems like it. It's a big deal for a player when he gets to be on the cover of Madden every year. One of my favorite players, Peyton Hillis, I don't know if I have his jersey here, but he was a former Bronco. Oh, I can't find it. I'd like to dig that out. But former Bronco, became a Brown, and then a Chief, and then a Buccaneer, I believe. One of my favorite players. One of the last white running backs in the league. They're not very, you don't see him too often. That wasn't the only reason I liked him. He played old school. He looked for contact. And I love that about the football of the 70s. It was very different. So there's John Madden in a nutshell. I probably should have done these episodes better. I should have done the first part solely to him, but I also wanted to let you know why I get so emotional when I hear these songs and I see these images, because I fell in love with the sport back then when I was a kid, and there are sometimes today I kind of hate the sport. For the most part, I still like it. I like the skill set. I think the players are paid fine. I don't have a problem with it, but I just miss I miss what the grit and dirt of it. It's a cleaner game now. There's advertising, way too much advertising. Everything's clean at the stadiums. There's you wouldn't in your life see a spray painted sheet that says the snake or something like that you did in the 70s. When I went to the game in 1975 with my dad, that's all that went around the ring of the bottom of the stadium, from the front row, just spray painted or really terribly made signs on bed sheets and just thrown down. Why can't we do that? Who cares? As long as it's not obscene. Why does everything have to be pretty? This is not a pretty sport. Men do not do pretty things in this game to each other. It shouldn't be pretty throughout the stadium. I think it's ridiculous. I think the screen should be smaller. A 90-foot screen in Dallas? What are you doing? Why even go to the game? You're going to be looking at the screen, not the field. It's not supposed to be perfect. Life isn't perfect, and I think that's what I learned from football, especially after I tried to play it in freshman year when I thought I was good. I was not good. So I learned from that. Anyway, I want to get back to the other games that I've been to as a Bronco fan versus the Raiders. And by the way, any Bronco fan that celebrates the death of John Madden in a negative way, like, good, I'm glad he's dead, you're an idiot and a douchebag, and you should go jump in a lake. La Brea Tar Pit. Somewhere, I don't know, that's down in Southern California. Jump in the San Francisco Bay. Somewhere like that, that would be fitting for your demise, because if you're that terrible of a person, we don't need you. You know, like I said earlier in the first part, the Raiders are the team you love to hate. You didn't truly hate them, you love to hate them. There's a big difference. We love the mystique. Everyone likes the bad boy. How many girls dated bad boys in high school? Why? Because they were bad boys and they had that image. Us nice guys didn't do anything. Anyway, so I want to get back to the games I've been to real quick. I did mention two of them. I believe in the first part, I mentioned the game with my dad in 1975, where we lost 42-17. I got to go again in 1983 for my 16th birthday, September 25th, 1983. We lost 22-7. My dad left early because it was 22-0, and Zach Thomas ran back a punt for a touchdown, which made it 22-7. And I told myself I will never ever leave a game early. I don't care what I don't care what it looks like. I won't leave a game early because cool stuff can happen even if you lose. Okay, so there was that game. So I'm 0-2. 1993, either a Monday night or a Sunday night game, and I was with my friend Dominic, and it was cold. It was December, I believe, maybe November, but it was cold, and the game's about to go to an overtime. Raiders line up for a 55-yard field goal. Jeff Jager, and he kicks this thing, and it never gets more than 20 feet off the ground, and it looks like a 5-year-old tried to throw a football. I mean, it's just sailing. It didn't twirl like a normal field goal. It just sailed like this through the air, and we're all like, oh, okay, that's not going through. And we were in a bad angle. We were like in the corner of the end zone. We're kind of parallel with the goalposts. So we see this thing, we think it misses by a mile. We see the refs go, boom. We're like, what? Game over. So there's 0-3. And then, of course, in 2017, when I went to, got lucky and got to go to the Coliseum with my friend John Marsh, wearing that very Floyd Little jersey, and when he wore his Terrell Davis jersey. And that's another reason I get emotional, too, because we've lost far too many Johns this year. We lost my friend John Frederick Jones, we lost my friend John Marsh, and now we've lost John Madden. And frankly, I'm kind of tired of losing Johns. I'm already lost, but I think I'm fine because my name doesn't have an H in it. It's Jon. So there's that to save me. But like I said, I just wanted to pay a quick homage to John Madden. I just remember him as being that coach that just would look so disheveled on the sidelines. He had the hair going, and he was fat, and he was just screaming. But somehow, he remained calm enough to get his teams to focus and win football games that he coached 3/4 of the time. Like I said earlier, that's outer space numbers. That's insane. And I said, I think I told you he was there. He was the coach at the sidelines of the Immaculate Reception in 1974. I believe he was the coach maybe there was Tom Flores. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. But I'm trying to remember more stuff about him. Well, of course, how could I forget about his time as a broadcaster? I think that's part of the reason so many people watch football today. We used to love to watch John Madden. Me and my brother would watch football games on Fox, which is the NFC affiliate. So it was rare we watched. The only reason to watch games was to watch him because we didn't care because Denver's an AFC team. That's who we cared about. So when there'd be a big time game and we knew John Madden and Pat Summerall were going to be broadcasting it, would be the announcers for it, we would watch because he was just hilarious. I remember one time we were watching John Madden just talk, and my brother's like, just look at his mouth. Just concentrate on his mouth. It's weird. It was like, we weren't high. It was just my brother's take on it. But it was weird watching his mouth and thinking about how much food that man had eaten, how many refs he had yelled at, and how much he had done in his life. He made it to 85 years old. That's incredible, and did so much. I know I missed a lot of stuff because I drank too much coffee before I did these videos, and I got a little emotional, and like I said, I had to do a second take because I really was crying a lot in the first one because of all the stuff I miss about football. And that we'll never get back, and that makes me sad. There's a lot of stuff we won't get back, including my relationship with my father, which was good in 1975. It is not now, but we won't go into that. And I will also miss John Madden a lot, and that old Raiders mystique, commitment to excellence, and whip ass on the way there. All right, you guys, thank you so much for checking those videos out, helping me to catch up to my year-end goal. We'll talk to you guys next time. Hope you're having a great night, great day, whatever you're doing. Bye.